Today, we're going to talk about a shoe that Brooks claims is super soft, supportive, and sleek. Today, we're going to talk about the Brooks Glycerin Stealthfit GTS 21. Hello and welcome everybody to my channel. My name is Letty. I host the weekly marathon running podcast and this YouTube channel where we do all sorts of fun videos on all things running, including gear reviews, so feel free to check out all of our other videos. And before we hop into today's review, here's our disclaimer. This shoe has been provided to me for the purpose of review. However, no one is paying me for this review and all opinions expressed here are my own. Alright, so with that said and done, let's hop into this review for real. We're going to refer to the shoe as a GTS 21 just because the name is super lengthy. The way I structure my reviews, as you'll see, is I talk about all facts and then I'm going to give you my opinion as soon as I talk about the first impression that I have of the shoe. And let's talk about the model and purpose of the shoe. This shoe comes from a line called the Glycerin line by Brooks, which is known to be a daily trainer that offers some plush and some comfort. With it being a GTS shoe, GTS stands for Go-To Support, Brooks on this shoe has added the support to help people that don't have a natural gait quite yet or that seek to have a little bit of a better alignment into having that while they run on their daily runs. So again, with that said, this shoe is meant to be your daily trainer for long runs, short runs, everything. Especially if you're a runner seeking that comfort, cushioning, and support. And if you're a runner that likes the sock-like feel when you wear shoes, which we'll all talk about later, as well as for all the runners that are looking for a little bit of help with their alignment when they run. Now let's talk about the tech specs of this shoe. Brooks lists all their tech specs on their website, and from there you can see that the shoe has a 10mm drop, which is bigger than the 6mm drop that a lot of other shoes wear, so keep that in mind. As for weight, the shoe comes in pretty lightweight for what it gives you, including the cushion and the support, which always adds a little bit to the weight. It comes in about 8.9 ounces. In addition, as we already mentioned, the shoe has the GTS, so it is a supportive shoe. When it comes to the key features of the shoe, let's start by talking about the foam. The foam features Brooks DNA Loft V3, which is a nitrogen-infused foam, which seeks to make the shoe more responsive, but also at the same time keeps it lightweight. Another key feature of the shoe is the Stealthfit upper. This upper offers a sock-like compressive fit that adapts to the foot's shape for unparalleled comfort and support. Again, another key feature of the shoe is the supported feature, which is the guide rails technology that keeps your foot aligned with the shoe. Last but not least, another key feature of the shoe is the shoe's platform. The platform of the shoe is rather broad for enhanced stability and smooth transitions. Alright, so let's move on to the colors that the shoe can be purchased in, and unfortunately, there is really not a lot. This shoe is available as white, gray, black, which is the one that I'm holding right in front of you when it comes to women. And the same color for men, except for the men's version has a platform that is black, not white. Obviously, with the lack of other colors, it comes down to your preference and why you really want to buy this shoe. Now, when it comes to the price point of this shoe is listed on the website for $160 for each, men and women, which seems to be right around the price point that most daily trainers, not just from this brand, but other brands go for as well. So it seems to be a fair price. Alright, so let's compare this shoe to other shoes from its own brand as well as from other brands. When you compare this shoe to the Brooks Glycerin 21, they are both part of the Glycerin family. However, they're a little bit different. When it comes to the upper, the Stealthfit version is more sock-like and stretchy material. The original Glycerin 21 has a more traditional tongue, and obviously that influences the entire feel of the shoe. In addition, the weight of the Stealthfit GTS 21 is lighter than the original version, which makes it feel more responsive. It feels a little bit more stable. When it comes to cushioning, both shoes feel ample cushioned. However, the Glycerin 21, the original shoe, feels a little bit softer. Now, comparing this shoe to another shoe that is a max cushion shoe from another line, let's compare it to the Hoka Bondi. While both of them feel soft, this shoe feels more responsive. The Hoka Bondi feels more of a slower long run shoe, more of a cruising shoe. The upper of the shoe is, again, very different. It's sock-like, whereas the Hoka Bondi is more traditional and feels a little bit heavier than this shoe. Also, the Hoka Bondi was designed to be a neutral shoe, whereas this one has a lot of support, helping you align when you run. It's hard to compare the type of cushioning of each of the shoes. Hoka shoes always will feel a little bit cloud-like, just kind of walking on a cloud, whereas this one is more responsive, but still very gentle and very supportive and very soft. If you're looking for something that is feeling more traditional, I would pick this one. If you're looking for something that is more of a designated recovery shoe, then I would say go with the Hoka Bondi. Let's talk about the first impression that I had when I got this shoe. I got the shoe a long time ago, and the reason I didn't do the review was literally because it was kind of pushed into the back of my closet. I remember using the shoe when I got it for the first 3 months almost daily. Initially, when I took the shoe out of the box, I didn't love it because the fact that it had the GTS, the go-to support. I've never had a shoe that was supportive, and that said, I didn't know I needed it as much as I may do. My foot's been measured and I have a neutral gait, so I figured, okay, I don't need anything that provides me with support. However, as you know, when you wake up early in the morning, when you just start running without doing a proper warm-up, you just don't feel as stable for the first mile or so. With this shoe, I felt like I got to where I was comfortable running a lot faster than normally when I wiggle around for a little bit until I find my gait. So that was another thing that I noticed about this shoe. Another thing that made me hesitant about the shoe before I tried it out was it just seemed like a regular, boring white shoe until I put it on. When I put the shoe on, I could immediately tell that there was this little rocking that the shoe had to it, which is always something I'm looking for in my running shoes. In addition, I love shoes that have this, the sock-like upper, because as you guys know, I like to run barefoot in a lot of my shoes. I just like to throw them on and not get any blisters and have no problems with it. I felt like my foot was immediately locked in without having to retie it or anything like that. It just literally fit like a glove. So that was the initial impression, and let's see what the shoe looks like when I run with it. So I want to say we've probably put around 300 miles on the shoe. I would skip using the shoe when I knew it was wet outside simply because the shoe is white and I wanted to maintain it that way. I know it's a dumb reason. But besides that, I feel like this is a shoe that is a go-to daily trainer. It is very gentle on your foot. There is no foot fatigue when you're running in the shoe. And when I took it for runs, I was kind of blown away by how responsive but yet cushioned the shoe was. My husband had the exact same impression with that shoe. He also kind of looked at it and said, wow, this shoe really keeps you running because it kind of rocks you forward a little bit, almost like the super shoes do. Another thing I noticed about the shoe, which I think helps the responsiveness, is that there is a little bit of flexibility in the front part of the shoe. So it's not a very stiff shoe. It makes it supported in the area where you want support. At the same time, you do have quite a good feel to what's going on when you're running in the shoe. All right, so let's talk about the pros and cons of the shoes. Pros: the shoe is beautiful and neutral. The color of just white and design has quite grown on me, and I try to keep it as clean as possible. And I hope to run a lot more miles in this shoe. This shoe has exceptional cushioning. The shoe has the support that I feel like gets me going in the morning. The shoe has this little bit of a rock in the front, which again keeps me engaged in my run, doesn't really slow me down. Another pro of the shoe is that the shoe is quite durable. Again, I've put a ton of miles on the shoe, and the bottom of the shoe still looks really, really good. So I think I can put some more into the shoe, and it also doesn't feel like it's worn down. And I've had all in all a really good experience, no foot fatigue with the shoe. Now when it comes to the cons of the shoe, obviously it depends on what purpose you're trying to use the shoe for. I don't think I would be using it as a racing shoe because I like my racing shoes to be a lot more responsive than this particular shoe. When it comes to speed work, I would also not pick this shoe for that because I feel like it's quite heavy. And again, the color. Cons. I wish there were more different colors for the shoe. As a daily trainer that you literally want to wear daily, it'd be nice to have a variety of these shoes so your closet doesn't just look all the same, bland. Alright, so all in all, this shoe is a great option for any runner that is looking for a daily trainer that needs to have cushion, but also a little bit of support. The fact that we have this foam makes the cushioning not overpower the responsiveness. So while you have cushion, feels like you have a lot of cushion when you land in the back at this 10mm drop, you also have this responsive shoe that makes you go a little bit faster than a lot of the other cushioned or max cushion shoe options. In addition, the shoe has a very nice upper, which makes your foot feel very locked in, and the design is alright as well. Although you don't have every single color available, you actually only have one color available, it works very well for what it is intended for. In addition, the shoe has soles that don't wear out very quickly, so it'll probably last you longer than a lot of the other shoe options out there. Alright, so that's it for today's shoe review. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have the shoe and you have an opinion about the shoe, or if you are still looking into buying the shoe and you have a couple of questions, you can list them in the comments and I will make sure to respond to you. Please be sure to check out my other videos, and if this video is of any value to you, consider subscribing for more shoe review, gear review videos, and other running content. Thank you so much, and until next week.